I haven't really discussed this at all with any of the press that I've done so far, but the process was pretty funny because I had been sent the audition and I was like, oh, this is interesting. I really like the pilot. I thought it was like the perfect blend of kind of campiness and a comedy, but also kind of has shades of Animal Kingdom and that family dysfunction thing. And I was kind of like, do I want to do this again? But then it felt very fresh and kind of, different. The character itself felt so different from Darren. And I was like, this is something that would be really interesting to do. But the initial audition process was pretty chaotic because we were on vacation on the Isle of Wight, and we were staying in this like little hotel, and it had no Wi. I mean, the Wi-Fi was terrible, and I had gotten sent the audition, and I had to do a Zoom with casting, and I guess when I feel like I really want a specific role, there's just I put so much pressure on myself, and in that moment with the internet not working, it kept cutting out, and eventually casting was like, you know what, can you just send in a tape? And I was like, yeah, sure, thank you, and it ended, and I was just like, oh my god, I bombed that was terrible. So then I had to, and Vera was with the baby, so I didn't have anybody to like, I couldn't FaceTime someone to have them read with me to do a tape. So like I immediately I recorded myself saying the other lines, and I set up my laptop, and then I set up my camera, and I just had to cue myself with my own lines. So I pretty much acted out the audition scenes with myself. And I sent that tape in and didn't hear anything for about a month. I was like, oh, well, that was a terrible experience. And then a month later, my agent calls me and says, hey, can you do a Zoom tomorrow with Kevin Williamson and the director? And I was like, oh, I bet someone dropped out or something, and now they're getting me in. But Kevin, I got on the Zoom with him, and he was like, no, you've kind of been my guy from the jump. Sorry it's taken this long. We just had to get everyone together casting wise. But yeah, so it was just a whirlwind of like emotions. At one point I was like, oh, I'm so right for this. This is perfect. I love Kevin Williamson. It would be an honor to work with him. And then it was like, oh my God, I didn't get that. That was terrible. And then it came back around, and it was still like a waiting game. And then we were on the plane coming back from Amsterdam to New York, and I didn't hear anything. And I was like, oh, maybe I didn't get it. And then I'm in bed, and it's like 2 a.m. and I get a text from my agent, and she's like, you got the part. And I roll over to Vera,